wedding and clothing and things like that. Preparations for the wedding, food, who's going to be sitting where, going through her thoughts. But there is also a name that comes up, Ryuto, a couple times.
Okay, I'll
it just kind of
like
surfaces and then goes away and stuff like that.
How do you spell that?
We already have it.
Ryuto.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. In what does it say? In what context that name is mentioned or thought about?
No, actually, that's the thing. It keeps surfacing. Just the name. It just keeps surfacing.
Oh, then whenever she's speaking of something, that name will suddenly come up like it's like, I don't know. It's
Is there an
replacing her
emotion?
thoughts. Yeah. Is there any emotions associated with that?
Oddly enough, not exactly. It's. I mean, mind read doesn't give you emotions.
Yeah.
You could tell that she was in love with Jundo by the actual thoughts, because she said that. I mean, in her, that was the thought, how much she loves him. And surrounding that is confusing imagery and stuff like that about the lunch they just had. But it's like every time she's thinking about anything at all, Ryuto's name pops up. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, that just confirms my suspicions about the charm. She's constantly being influenced by something.
So it's something to do with Ryuto.
I mentioned it to the party. I mentioned this.
Is this during one of her episodes, or...?
Yes.
This is during an episode.
Yeah.
Be very interested to know if that happens when she's not like that.
We can try it tomorrow.
In the morning, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We should also find out more. Well, regardless of this bodyguard thing, we should probably find more information about this. What was it? Ryuto?
Ryuto.
Ryuto.
Alright. Unless I see the name, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that.
Have a look in the document.
Is it in the document? Is it? Sorry.
Oh.
It's such an easy word. I know it's an easy word.
Well, putting the Japanese names in this is still the best thing I've ever done. Just hearing you guys pronounce them. Anyway, so you're third level, right? So it only lasts for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Probably would have gone by the time everyone's ready to leave.
Yeah.
I curiously... Does that take the entire 3 minutes?
Yes. Yes, you have to concentrate on that. and you're basically just staying... Now,
Lafdul was very curious about other people's party members' minds.
I would assume that you were basically staying as inconspicuous as possible. Just as far away as possible and still get that, not getting in anyone's way, that kind of thing.
15 yards.
Yeah, which is plenty in this place. Leva, you sprinkle the powder that you got from Mayo Baba on Lafdul's mirror, and you now have a mirror covered in kind of a gray powdery substance.
Don't I need to breathe it in or something?
Yeah, well, yeah. As you're sprinkling it, you inhale deeply. Yeah, you do start coughing.
I sort of free up a little bit of the mirror, and what do? I look at the other people through the mirror.
Yep.
So I do that. At that corner of the mirror, or that part of the mirror that I freed up.
You see,
and the other part.
You see all the people that you expect to see through a mirror covered in a gray powder.
Okay. So much for that.
Just make it out that you're like grooming yourself as you're walking with her or something.
Yeah, that grey stuff is part of my makeup. I always put that on.
Just say you made a mistake. Something's just not right today with you. Just one of those days or something.
Yes. Yes. I shake it all off.
Komoe gives you a very, very dirty look. Okay, so after that, just a few minutes, Homoko is ready. Noble One tells her that Leva and Higgimus are going with them, for protection. It doesn't look that strange because Giff are known for being hired as bodyguards and everything like that.
Alright, since the other spell's kind of gone out the window, he looks at Higgimus or at Levers, and he gets out a very old rose petal. So, would one of you want to kiss this so I'll know if you're in danger and I can bring the rest of the party to you? I'm gonna use Sacred Guardian on them. One of them. You're bodyguards, you might get into a fight. I don't know, it lasts for like 8 hours, I think.
That's up.
Look at you, Leva. I'll look at you.
Do you want me to kiss what?
A rose petal.
Yes. You mostly get grey powder on the rose petal, but okay.
Your lips aren't covered in the gray powder unless you did something really weird with that while you were sprinkling it.
Yeah, it lasts a day a level, so it lasts for 3 days.
You obviously have never inhaled something from a piece of paper or something. You have it all over. But
Actually,
okay.
question to the GM, can I cast multiple castings of this? Will it override the last one?
No, you can have it on multiple people at the same time.
That's fine. I cast it on Leva as long as she's willing.
Yeah, okay. Leva is euphoric enough still that, yeah, fine. Do whatever you like.
Okay, remember that since you're 3rd level, you will get a mental image of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, keep that in mind.
For 3 days, if I'm ever separated.
Yeah, it'll be.
So basically, by the end of the adventure, it's 3 more days, isn't it?
Pretty much.
So we say at the end of the adventure.
Lafdul, why don't you sell it like that to Homiko? I mean, she wants to be protected. You give her the rose petal to kiss. After she sees that nothing bad comes from me kissing it, give her a rose petal in the evening and ask her to kiss it.
I could do it as a demonstration if she's willing to watch.
Well, you don't have the spell now, so I mean, you've used it up, so you'll have to try it tomorrow.
All right. No. Okay.
But you can turn around to her and tell her that this is a demonstration of the of this particular spell, and you'd like to.
Did she see it?
No, she didn't see any of this. You guys are.
Yeah, we cast it before.
Okay.
And that's
Yeah,
what
this is.
All right.
All of your preparations are going in the reception chambers, and they're not paying much attention to that.
Okay.
Okay.
So we away from them.
Yeah. Now, Higgimus and Leva are going to go with and actually accompany Homiko and Etsuki. If the rest, if any of the rest of you want to do something as well, let me know.
Yeah, I want to quickly have a chat with people. I've got a theory.
Define people.
The rest of our party,
Okay.
but not the people in the house.
Okay.
So that's me, pretty much. I think it's
you
just
and
me.
Ockar.
Oh no, AuldDragon.
All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that first then.
I've got a theory. We can't walk all the way around this building because it adjoins to another part of the building that is not part of this house. What if someone's coming through the wall into Homiko's room and doing something to her?
Oh, that's a possibility.
You're not.
We need to.
Leva.
Yeah.
We need to search the wall. There might be a trapdoor, or there might be some way they can come in under the floor or through the ceiling or something.
It's possibly, but you'd have to cause a hell of a distraction for me to search a room.
Well, she's going out.
Yeah, but if Ockar stays outside of the room and attempts to cause a scene, giving me enough time to get out, or you, so I can climb out the window. Basically, I don't want someone just walking in there while I'm searching the room.
Either that, or we get into the building next door and search from the other side.
I guess that's also a possibility. Does Ockar have any thoughts on this?
What the hell are you guys talking about?
We're talking about somebody coming through a secret trapdoor in the room into Homoko's room.
Well, I do have a detect magic, so I can still use that inside the room, so to see if there's anything else possibly causing an influence, or
Well, we are going shopping now, so the room is empty. Should be empty.
I'm not allowed to go in that room now, surely.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. I could ask for her father's permission, maybe, but if this is new, I can have one of the servants with me, so it's nothing, doesn't look like I'm doing anything too conspicuous.
It's in his interest. I mean, if we have the suspicion that something happens in that room, then it should be in his interest to see whether there's a trapdoor or something that opens into her room that he knows nothing about.
Yes, Lafdul would have thought of that. Yeah, but alright, and that's how Lafdul would go with Braxon and Ockar to her dad again, if he's still there. He's still permissible to that.
He is.
We put forward the idea that we would like to search her room. Obviously, we'll have someone in the room, so there's no, someone that you trust, yourself, or, your guard, if he's not with Homiko. Is it Homiko? Yeah, it's Homiko.
Okay. Actually, in character, tell him what you want to do and why.
Okay,
Please.
Braxon says, I've noticed that your building joins onto another building.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to test and eliminate a theory, and that is that if somebody's trying to do something to Homiko, they could be in the building next door and somehow coming through the wall. So I want to inspect the wall in her room that leads to the building next door, check the floor, make sure there's no hidden trapdoors, maybe check that no one's finding a way to come through the ceiling. If there is some sort of spirit casting spells on her, it's managing to get past your servants on a regular basis. And that wall is something that's a possibility.
As you're relaying this, his eyebrows rise. He says to you, I had never considered that. Yes, by all means. Taisuke, go with them. Please don't disturb anything, I don't want her to know that anyone was in there.
Yes.
Is Lafdul allowed to look in there as well?
Yeah.
Lafdul would like to use detect magic in there, basically. He wants to look for magical emanations. He would put it. That's how he would say it.
So, what's the wall like? Is it wooden panels?
It's pretty thick wood. It's load bearing, you'd guess.
Okay. Braxton's going to try to see if there's any sort of hidden joints in the wood.
Okay. Ockar, are you going too?
I'm in there.
Alright, well, Ockar didn't respond, so I'm going to assume no. Alright, so, Braxon and Lafdul, you go in.
Sorry, I was out for a bit. What's going on?
They're just gonna check Homoko's room to see if there were any hidden panels or anything like that to the adjoining building.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brax is suspicious about this wall. That now we know. Now we know from Lafdul that Ryoto is invading Homoko's thoughts. Braxon was wondering if they're coming in from next door.
I guess I can help you investigate if you want.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll help look around.
All right. All right. You spend about 20 minutes in there.
I would also be casting detect magical stuff in there.
All right.
Any
How
flowers?
exactly are you going to be looking for secret panels?
Me?
Yeah, but all three of you. You doing anything
Okay,
specific?
Well, Braxton's more into ship carpentry, but he's going to be looking for something that looks like it's a certain sort of wood joint, but it's really something else. So, if someone was going to hide a sliding wooden panel or something like that in a wooden wall,
Okay.
or if something's got some give when other panels don't have give. I mean, obviously he's not going to start ripping nails out or breaking things.
Just applying a little bit of pressure here and there, kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe a few taps.
Mm-hmm.
See if anything sounds different.
Okay.
Laughter will be, with permission, he will look for a clothes cabinet and tap the other side of the clothes cabinet.
Okay.
Assuming it's on the other side of the room, the other adjoining house room.
Yeah.
Is it on that side?
What's
on that side of the wall that we could investigate out of curiosity?
So, it's mostly wall decorations. There is a back here. In that chamber, there's basically shelving with all of like right up against this wall here. There's some shelving that has like the clothing folded up. There are some drawers down at the bottom. Here are some low tables with makeup and stuff like that. There isn't really like a wardrobe as you would be familiar with it.
That shelving, the shelving in here,
Mhm.
is it individual cells stuck on the wall, or is it a unit that could swing like a door?
Looks like it's individual shelves on the wall.
Right, fair enough.
Is there any gaps around that area? Like, Laughter's like putting his hand against like the edge, and he's like looking for like a crack or something in the wall, around the outside of it, of the shelving.
Okay.
He's going with.
Well, I'll tell you what you find after you describe what you're doing. That's what I want.
He's looking around that thing to see if there's any as if it opens up.
Okay.
Like as he explained, he's looking for a gap.
All right. Ockar, are you doing anything in particular?
I was just gonna kind of follow their lead, kind of press on certain parts of the wall, see if anything gives. That kind of stuff. The same things that they're doing. Maybe also looking for any potential switches or anything that could cause something to open up.
Okay.
No one's checked the ceiling or the floor.
I can check the ceiling and floors as well.
Right, two of us focus on the wall. One of us.
Yeah, you guys focus on the walls. I'll check the ceilings and floors.
Okay.
Underneath rugs and stuff.
All right. So you spend about 20 minutes, and Lafdul, you also cast your detect magic first. You do not find anything of that nature. There don't appear to be any false panels. The wall between this building and the next one is quite thick. There's very little, like when you knock, you can tell there's no hollow sections.
Completely solid.
Yeah. Now, it is hollow beneath the floor, but you know that from, being around outside. The building is elevated.
We thoroughly investigate the floor.
Yeah,
Within 20
you don't
minutes
find any
now.
trapdoors or panels or anything like that.
Is it remotely possible to get underneath the building, so to speak?
Sure.
From,
It is. It is. That's what Braxon was going to do next.
Yeah, Lafdul would quite happily go underneath the building.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that. With your detect magic spell, you don't find any.
Nothing's magical.
Yeah, there's nothing in here magical. The only magic
I'll
that's
keep watch while
showing
you
up
guys
is
are
your stuff.
checking underneath the building. While you guys are underneath the building, I'll keep watch for anybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
we report back what we haven't found anything first, and then we'll tell him of our next plan.
Okay, looking at the stuff under the floor, is there any changes in the patterns? Because obviously the slats and all this that hold the floorboards up, there's a pattern to everything. So if someone wanted to make a trapdoor, they'd have to.
Yeah, under there, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. It looks like everything is pretty standard. There's a definite pattern. There's nothing breaking it up. No unusual cuts in the support beams and stuff like that.
How much room is there under there?
Not a whole lot. You're looking at maybe 1.5 feet, give or take. I mean,
so we're on our back, like crawling
yes,
underneath.
Yes, you're sliding in. You're sliding under there.
We're not like it's not impossible to search without me. For example, I've got my reduced self. I could use that to get a better look.
That helps.
That
I
would-
mean, that would help you get in a little bit easier. I don't think that would reduce you enough that you could like crouch or. You may be able to crawl. I mean, even Braxon might be able to crawl a bit.
It's not looking like it's.
Reduced self would make them like the height of a halfling or a gnome.
Well, no, it's 10% per level, so he's only reducing his height by 30%.
Oh.
So
okay.
what's the wall of the building like? Does it go all the way down to the ground, or can we crawl under the next building?
It goes all the way down to the ground.
Okay. So if we come out, does the next building have a crawl space we can get into?
It does not.
Right.
That building is not raised up above the ground like this one is.
Right.
They're not really the same style of construction.
Yeah. So
It's also a note that it's a good place to hide.
yeah, well, I was thinking that if we were going to watch out for people trying to sneak up to do things through the window, this would be a good place to watch from.
Although someone could get a good spear in there and poke you out.
You know, you was talking about changing form.
Yeah, I can do that.
Can you change into the same sort of creature that Liver has as a
No.
familiar? Oh, that's a shame, because it would just look like two creatures.
Nope, at the moment I can only change my appearance illusionary to look like someone else.
Right.
Or another race of a similar type.
Yeah, change self. You cannot take on the form of a specific individual.
Does it also change your voice?
No, I believe I've got to mimic it.
So we can't turn you into Homiko.
I think I get
And use you as
I'd
bait.
assume I get a female sounding voice. I've just got to play it out though. I assume.
I don't think so. I think you may just have your male voice.
Well, if it's an illusion, then why should your voice change?
Yeah, it would be illusionary. I've just got to. It doesn't say that it doesn't change your voice, but
If it changed
basically-
your voice, it would say.
Just out of interest, I mean, Lafdul is still euphoric. did that have any influence on his finding anything in the rooms?
You don't know.
Lafdul. Well, no, I'm not there. I can't ask you.
My spellcasting turned out right, though. Nothing too odd about it.
Okay, was there anything else that you guys wanted to do while the shopping trip was going on? I mean, this is now taken probably an hour of your time.
Braxon wants to check out the outside of the next building. See if it looks like it's inhabited or abandoned or...
It's not abandoned. It is inhabited. It's a kind of a wealthy block of apartments. Not wealthy, but you know, more well-to-do. It's like, you know, minor merchants and their families live there. There's 4 different apartments in this building, basically. It's 2 floors, 2 on each floor, kind of thing.
So we need to find out who has the apartment that joins up to that wall.
Yeah.
Actually, Lafdul's got an idea. He would part away from the party and head over to the Thieves Guild.
All right, you're gonna go to the Thieves Guild?
Well, basically, the idea is to look up. Can they find people? Would I know that? Under a name, would they search for someone? Could they search for someone? Because it's not really in their territory. They might not be able to.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would basically just be asking around. I mean, there are, like, information broker type people there, but it's not... you know, I mean, they certainly don't have a database or a Rolodex or something like that. It's you know, you go find the guy who supposedly knows everyone, kind of thing.
Yeah, I basically go down there, put down some money. If someone can find me some information about this person, I would be interested in purchasing it. That's the premise.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they have people like that who, you know, their skills are in information gathering. But since it's outside of their territory, it's going to cost you 50 gold. Because it's risking getting the Yakuza on you know, getting on the bad side of the Yakuza, or at the very least bribing them.
Yeah, and Lafdul will put down 50 gold. It's for what's his name? Begins with R.
Rito.
Played Rito. Yeah, I tried to give as much information about him, saying that we believe he's
Ryoto.
Ryo.
No, it's Ryuto.
Oh, Ryuto. Am I saying it right? Ryuto.
Yes, you are.
All right. Yeah. Basically, if Ryuto is a magic user, if he's new in Brawl, who he is, I give the general premise of our job, basically, that we're trying to investigate a curse. And this person's name keeps popping up, and I'm basically trying to figure out who this person is. That's what I'm trying to convey to them.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think of a name for the person who would do this.
Alright, I will have my naming list of FIFA Guild contacts. Another person. I've already got the other guy.
Alright, so it's a...
Can you type that if it's a hard name?
It's a halfling woman named Samira.
Oh, someone that all blend. What? We got halflings?
Yeah.
I thought halflings operated
there's
in
there's a halfling thieves
crossover
guild, but yeah, I mean there are halflings in your thieves guild too.
Halflings.
The halflings make good information gatherers just because most people don't pay that much attention to them in that regard.
Mm-hmm. Samaria.
Samira.
Samira.
All right. So, describe for her, what you know about this person.
Basically, this Ryuto, we've been investigating. Hang on, let me start again. We've been investigating this curse over in Shou Town with this was it a noble's daughter, a merchant's daughter? As someone's daughter. I mentioned the house name.
Yeah.
And that she's being like possessed or cursed by something, and I've used various forms of divination magic, and this name keeps popping up, Ryuto. We believe he's meeting with Hamiko, this person we believe he is influencing. He's either using some form of magic on her, memory wiping. We're not really sure who this mystery man is. They've met at a cafe, I believe. Do I know where this cafe is? Because I remember there was some discussion about it. They had tea together or something.
I know I never told you, and I don't think the characters would have told you. No one asked.
How much do I actually know about this person then? That's
Not a whole lot.
We don't know much about Ryuto. We know quite a bit about
Well, I
Hamiko.
think I know this person might be either a magic user, because
He likes fashionable clothing, a mix of East and West, which is probably not...
How did we know that?
We got that as information from Yushko. I have all that. I made a sort of a...
Was I with you?
It's in the document.
Yeah, but was he there? Did he see
Was he
it
there?
himself?
We all went to Yushko.
True.
And even if we didn't, we tend to exchange information later on.
Yeah, then I would mention about his clothing, attire. You're trying to give that a vague description. I don't know what race he's from, if he was Shou or anything like that. So we're assuming he's Shou. We don't know.
Okay.
I think
He might be an investor.
Yeah, he might be someone that's looking to take control of the family's fortunes through inheritance by, we're it's a possibility. I don't know how to explain this.
What we do have is the information that he could be someone called Aguto Ryuto. And that we got from Homiko's father.
I'm a bit lost at the moment. I don't know what else to explain, really.
All right. Well, are you going to give Samira that full name, Aguto Ryuto?
Yeah, if I'm not, yeah, I've been told this.
I will say, now that I hear it, rather than just typing it, sounds weirder than it did in my head when I wrote it down.
Why?
I don't know. It just does. All right.
That might be perfectly normal of wherever the name comes from, though.
Yeah.
So it might just be our way of thinking.
It's more the cadence. I wasn't expecting quite that cadence, I think. All right. Anyway, so yes, you give her that. I am going to have her basically roll a proficiency check to see if she comes up with any appropriate information. But she says, when were you hoping to have this information by?
Well, I give our deadline, which is in like 3 days, I believe.
When do you want to come back and get the information? Find out if she's found anything. Let me put it that way.
Within 2 days.
So you're going to come back in 2 days, the day after tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that a typewriter?
I don't know.
It's me. Just a moment.
All right. Let's see. All right, so you're going to come back in 3 days, the day after tomorrow. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can come back the next day if you want. See if she's learned anything.
Yeah,
So,
I'll
just
come
do
back the next day. I also mentioned to her that I'm hiring another thief to by the name of Warref. Is it Warref? Warref? He's the sneaky thief. That I'm hiring him out to potentially follow Homiko out. So I don't know, you can like trade information on my behalf if you want. I mean, I'm gonna still meet with Warref and,
Okay. All right. I've got those notes down. All right. Braxon, Ockar, and Lafdul, do you have anything else that you want to do, or we'll shift over to the shopping trip?
I think Braxon needs to do a bit of work on this flower box.
Okay. So you're gonna just spend like the rest of the day working on that?
Some of the day. He needs to get back at an appropriate time, so I'm not sure how long he should spend yet. If we got something else going on, he'd ask Ockar what else is going on at the day.
Well, it's about 2 in the afternoon, and other than the shopping trip, there's nothing else known. But the Homiko will return from that when she returns from that.
Right. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on the time and do some stuff. And he'll tell Ockar where he's going, in case he's needed.
Was that Warref? Sorry, was he human?
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 minutes.
Generally, if I don't tell you a race, you can assume it's human.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see. All right, so Higgimus and Leva, you are accompanying Homiko and Etsuki on her shopping trip. Let's actually bring you over to the map of Brawl. Okay, let's see. Zoom in a bit. You can still see the Masha residence on the map, the name, right? Or did I remove that? No, I removed that. All right, let me...
I know which house it is, but it's not labeled anymore.
There we go. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys are going to go from there. You travel along Grand Street. You're going basically up to the Great Market. So this area here.
Didn't see that.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
I hit the wrong button. All right, so she starts out by kind of chatting with Etsuki as along the way. It's you guys aren't like clustered up. You're standing the respectful bodyguard distance behind her. She's chatting with Etsuki, and given the sound around you and everything like that, and them talking quietly, you can't really hear what's being discussed. But the trip up to the Great Market is fairly uneventful. It is a fairly busy afternoon on Brawl. A lot of people coming and going. But it's not too difficult to keep keep track of them. They're not moving terribly fast.
Okay.
The first trip is to a shop called Emwa's Silks, and it's actually one of these over here on the edge of the. It's a actual building as opposed to a stall. So you get up to it. It's another building in Eastern style. Hanging in the windows are a variety of silk, bolts of silk with different patterns. You also see some Eastern style clothing, like a kimono in the window and everything like that. It's a 2-story building. But Etsuki turns to you as you get close and says, can you stay out here? It is a little cramped in there. She says this mainly looking at you, Higgimus.
Is she?
I
What
suppose.
mood? What mood is she in?
Well, this is Etsuki. She's... at a guess, she looks a little bit concerned, a little bit flustered, perhaps. You don't think that the conversation up the street was as enjoyable as she would like, you would guess.
I would at least say that Leva should go with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's not that large.
Oh, I'm very small.
And I'll say, remember your whistle if you need anything, Leva.
Yes.
Okay. She thinks for a second and then nods, but says, okay, but please don't... I guess I would say please keep your distance from Homiko. She's not in the best mood right now. And these are her wedding garments that we're picking up.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
On the other hand, if the space is so cramped in there, I won't have a choice but to be closer.
That comment was very, very much directed at Higgimus, though.
Oh?
What are you going to do, Higgimus? While they're inside?
I'm just going to kind of keep a watch on the outside of the building.
Okay.
Keep an ear out for a whistle if Leva uses a whistle.
Okay.
Leva turns to Higgimus and whispers to him, have a look whether there might be any men around who take an abnormal interest in us, in the group, or at least in her.
All right. I'll nod and I'll do as she says.
Okay.
I turn around and follow the two of them.
Okay.
Am I still euphoric?
Yes.
Oh my god, how long is this going to last?
You don't know.
Okay.
You had 2 servings of it.
That's true, too.
Did I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you made more.
That doesn't mean I drank it. I just made it.
Since you didn't tell me that you specifically weren't, and the assumption of making tea is that you drank some as well, and you offered it to everyone else, I would assume that you drank more.
Am I floating?
You're feeling really good. I mean, it didn't seem to double the effects of what it was.
Okay.
All right, inside the shop, you can see why the comment was made towards Higgimus. The ceiling is only about 7 feet high, and Giff are much taller than that. There are there's an open area in the center of the shop. for like fitting and stuff like that. There are also some dressing rooms in the back. It doesn't seem too difficult to keep an eye on them, although there are some clothing racks that in the kind of the back portion of the shop that if someone goes in there, you can't see them exactly. But Etsuki and Homiko go to the shopkeeper, who's a middle-aged Shou woman, and they start talking. Where are you gonna kind of like position yourself while this is going on?
You mean me?
Yes, you.
I try and stay a few steps behind them.
Okay. There are some other women in the shop right now. You'd guess it looks like there's 3 more that you can see. They don't seem to be together. And just kind of like browsing the wares, checking the materials, stuff like that. Go ahead.
I also try and look around to see whether anyone takes any interest in us.
If they are, they appear to be pretty good at not letting you know.
Okay.
There's nothing obvious. Homiko and Etsuki are talking to the shopkeeper, and it's not a loud conversation, but it appears that they're discussing some things. The shopkeeper brings out some silk. They're talking about it. Unless you really want to try to listen in, you can't really hear exactly what's going on, especially with, dividing your attention between other people around here.
I do have lip reading.
Well, but that means that you have to, concentrate on the lips.
Well, they probably are not talking about really important stuff. Well, for them it is really important, but I don't think they would talk to a shopkeeper about anything else but whatever they are there for. So I'm not really bothered by not hearing every word of the conversation.
Okay. All right. While you're doing this, it's takes about 5-10 minutes for them to discuss things. Then Etsuki turns and comes over to you and says, "Homiko is going to do the final fitting in the dressing rooms with Mistress Emwa. Is that okay? Do you have any objections?"
No.
Okay.
Does that mean she wants to be alone, or what does that mean for us?
She'll be alone with Mistress Emwa, yes.
So even you won't be there?
Not unless they call for me, no.
As bodyguards, I think either Corporal Higgimus, Lance Corporal Higgimus, or I should be present. In such a case, I don't think she should be alone with other people if there's a danger of her being abducted or anything like that.
Well, I've been in the dressing rooms. There's no way out other than the way in.
Uh-huh. Let's put it this way. They can go into the dressing room, but don't close the door all the way, and I will stand in front of the door.
I don't think Homiko will like that, but I'll ask her.
Okay.
She goes back to Homiko and Homiko shoots you a dirty look, and you wouldn't even need lip reading to see that she says no. A very emphatic no.
I step forward and I talk to Homiko directly, and I tell her, look, we are bodyguards. That means we are guarding you. If we don't see you, then we can't guard you. So if you have a problem with that, take it up with your father.
Before Homiko can answer, Mistress Emwa speaks up and says, "There is only the one way in and out of the rooms. If you'd like to take a look at the room first, you can certainly inspect it. But I assure you, I would do nothing to put my customers in danger."
Yes, but you see, circumstances have made us very suspicious, and if we were to check the premises beforehand, before Homiko and you enter them, I would have to ask Lance Corporal Higgimus, who is a Giff, to come in and help me check them.
Mistress Emwa shoots a look out the window at Higgimus standing there, and says, "He wouldn't fit in here."
In that case, I suggest to you, let us do what I suggested we do.
Homiko now speaks up and says, more at Etsuki than you directly, and says, "This is absolutely unacceptable. I will speak with my father about this. This is outrageous. I'm just getting fitted for the dress, the final fitting. Make sure that it fits properly. What could possibly harm me in here?" Etsuki is kind of bewildered that it's being directed at her, although you would guess that it's more she's directing it at you, but not actually talking to you.
Blame the servant.
No, you don't. You speak to a third person by speaking to your servant. So you actually address the other person, but you feel too high to address them, to talk to them directly. So you talk to your servant.
So you've just told her that a male hippopotamus has to watch her getting undressed to protect her.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
It was so weird why you gave her this. Just let them get dressed.
No, what I said was, if we leave them alone, then they have to check. Then they have to allow Higgimus and me to check the room beforehand. If she doesn't want Higgimus and me to do that, then she has to accept that I stand in front of the door, as I proposed in the beginning.
Higgimus can't fit in the room. There's no getting around that.
No,
So
but
that-
he can fit in front of the door.
Wouldn't it be better for you to go in the changing room rather than leave the door open where people might be able to see her?
I was already told they don't want me in the changing room. They want to be alone in the changing room, and I won't accept that.
But you didn't actually say that.
Well, I'm saying it now. I did think it was sort of implied when I said that we are, as bodyguards, we should not let them out of our sight.
So what you're saying is you want to search the room before she goes in it, or have someone watch her while she's changing?
Yeah, either we search the room beforehand and then declare it free of everything, and let them leave them alone, or I stand in the door. In fact, I stand in front of the door with the door not quite closed, so I can hear them, and they can be in there.
Well, they did say that you could go in. You could go in and look at the room first. But
Yeah,
you
but
turned
I
around and
don't-
said that you want Higgimus to go in as well.
Well, they didn't. If you first means I go in and I check out the room before they actually go in,
Yeah.
and then I leave them alone. As we are talking magic here, which I'm not saying loud to her because we're not allowed to do that. Otherwise, she might get very angry. I'm very loath to leave them alone anyway. But I do go. I do tell them to quickly wait, and I go out and talk to Higgimus about it and see what he proposes. I tell him what I told him, and I ask him for his opinion. Higgimus?
Well, I kind of look at the door, kind of look inside the place, kind of look at the ceiling. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be able to get in there. That's true.
But we can't leave them alone.
You should be able to search the room, and I don't see why they're being so protective of not having you there. I could see me or maybe Braxon if he's here or whoever else, but why are they being so defensive against you?
I also don't like it that they don't want Etzke there, because Etzke is the mage. Actually, that's an idea. If I can't be in there and you can't fit, then Etzke should be in there. What do you think?
I'm not 100% sure about her either, though.
No, but more than about the other two.
Stand in front of the door and keep an ear out. That's going to be the best we can get through with this here. She's not going to allow us to be in the room with her, but keep an ear out. Are you able to hear as good as Lafdul is?
No, I don't think. Well, I don't. I don't know what the tea did to me, and I had a double dose.
Yeah.
So I might hear better, but I don't know. I heard a suggestion that maybe I can listen better.
Do you have some way to scry? Or, sorry, Higgimus wouldn't know about that. Is there some sort of
magic that would let you see inside or something like that? I mean,
yeah. Do you have some sort of magic that'll let you see inside?
Let me see. I could. Well, it could go terribly wrong because I can cast any spell I have, but I have to do it via a magic spell.
I wonder what a wild surge might do to a wedding dress.
No, I don't have anything. I could cast another detect magic, but they'll never be finished in what was it, 8 minutes?
something like that, yeah.
Oh, really? Takes longer than 8 minutes.
I could try comprehend languages, but that doesn't help any if they just speak too quietly for me to understand.
Well, we'll just have to monitor after she gets out, see if there was any noticeable change in her.
I will try and get them to accept Etzke in there. What do you think of that? Even if we don't properly trust her, she might still see something if something happens.
All right, that's probably gonna be the best we can hope for.
Okay.
Because I can't command them in this case here, just to let us do what we want.
Okay, so I go back and I say, all right, we be prepared to leave them alone. I'm still standing in front of the door, but we'd leave you alone if you accept Etzke to be in there with you too.
Homiko rolls her eyes at that, but then says, fine.
Okay. And I check the room beforehand. So I go through the room.
Okay.
How does it look like?
It's fairly large, as dressing rooms go. It's not like, tiny closet type space. There's a large mirror, there's, one of those, dressing dummies that you can put the clothing on and pin it and stuff like that. there's a variety of, clothing tailor type tools, chalks, tape measures, thread, needles, pins, stuff like that. Are you doing anything specific other than just like looking around?
There's nothing much I can do. I check around the walls to see whether there's any doors there, whether I would recognize if there were any doors there. Are these panels, or is this a real house?
It's, as far as you can tell, these are, the exterior walls of the building, although you noticed from being outside that there were other buildings that butt up against this one.
Mm-hmm. So I check, especially if there's a door, there's a break in the pattern, and I look whether there's anything there. There's not that much more that I can do.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really see anything that strikes you as particularly unusual.
Is G-Man trying to say something?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So I do what I can, which isn't very much. I have no spells. And all I can do is check the walls and see whether there's nobody hidden and whether there's doors outside. And if not, then it's okay. And I walk out and nod to them. Everything's fine.
Okay. All right. Then the three of them go into the room and they close the door, and you stand outside. And that, I think, is where we're going to take our break.
Okay.
All right. So when we get back, we'll see whether anything actually came from letting them be in there alone without you guys.
Just casting
Okay.
spells.
She probably comes out really well, in a good mood, and everything's fine.
She might just find a spectacular dress, Puts anyone in a good mood, I suppose, or any woman.
Well, we'll have to see. All right.
Or she'll disappear.
But that'll be about 10 minutes from now.
Okay.
Wedding dress of invisibility.